Did you know there's a puppy with a tail on its face? Or that Janus is a 27-year-old turtle with 2 heads and 2 hearts? Today, we're going to introduce you to the 15 most unusual animals in the world. These fascinating specimens were born with unique characteristics that set them apart from their species. Let's watch it. It's fascinating. Narwhal. The name narwhal comes from the cetacean with a long, prominent tusk, but in this story's case, it was named for its extremely unusual feature, a small extra tail right between its eyes. Known as the unicorn puppy, its life began when it was rescued by a shelter in Missouri that specializes in dogs with special needs. At first, the shelter workers thought it might be able to move its unique tail, but an X-ray revealed that it doesn't contain any bones or the necessary elements to move. Although it can't wag it like its other tail, it doesn't affect its health at all. Narwhal can lead a completely normal life, albeit with a decoration on its face that makes it even more special. The most likely explanation for its peculiarity is that it was supposed to be part of a pair of twins, and the tail of its parasitic twin was the only thing that survived the gestation process. Interestingly, twins in dogs are extremely rare, which makes Narwhal a true wonder of nature, as well as an adorable star that has attracted millions of fans. Janus. The Natural History Museum in Geneva, Switzerland, is home to this turtle that was born with 2 heads. Its name, inspired by the Roman god of duality, reflects its uniqueness as each head has a different personality, with the left side being more relaxed and food-loving, while the right head is more restless, alert, and always seeking new experiences. This can create interesting situations, as sometimes both heads want to walk in opposite directions. According to the museum's caretakers, Janus is the longest-living 2-headed turtle in the world and is undoubtedly a champion of survival. It was born in the museum 27 years ago and belongs to the spur-thighed tortoise species, which can live up to 120 years in the wild and even 200 years in captivity. However, its unusual condition would not have allowed it to survive long in the wild, given that these animals are slow and their primary defense against predators is the ability to hide in their shells. With 2 heads, Janus doesn't have the same protection, so if it had been born in its natural habitat, it would have been easy prey. Besides its 2 heads, it also has 2 hearts and 2 pairs of lungs in one body, so veterinarians consider it to be 2 turtles in one. At the same time, sharing a single body puts its skin at constant risk of developing lesions from friction. Additionally, its peculiar anatomy prevents it from returning to its normal position if it flips over, and if it remains on its back for too long, it could jeopardize its life. For this reason, the museum caretakers monitor Janus's every move, provide daily massages, and periodically apply petroleum jelly to prevent skin injuries, giving it the chance to live a life that could extend over a century. 2-headed snake. A snake breeder in Florida experienced an incredible rarity with the latest offspring of his boa constrictor. A snake born with 2 fully functional heads emerging from a shared body, each moving independently and extending their forked tongues into the air like any normal snake. Just a few days after birth, it was examined by Dr. Lauren Thielen, who performed an X-ray to better understand its anatomy. What they discovered left everyone astonished. It also has 2 completely independent hearts. With the help of a Doppler ultrasound, the veterinarians were able to listen to the blood flow pumped by both hearts, allowing them to study how the snake's body shares its circulatory system. This discovery led Dr. Thielen to consider the possibility that the snake has 2 independent digestive tracts, which complicates its survival even further. Although rare, 2-headed snakes are not completely unknown. Their first challenge was successfully feeding, as this type of animal often fights each other when it comes to food. In this case, one head ate a mouse, while the other simply watched. If it turns out that each head of this boa constrictor has its own independent digestive tract, feeding it will become a much more complicated process. Still, this reptile is fortunate to have a team of veterinarians and caretakers available 24/7, because if it had to fend for itself in the wild, its chances of survival would be 0. Skipper. From the moment this puppy, a mix of Australian Shepherd and Collie, was born, life has been an uphill struggle due to a rare mutation that gave her 6 legs. Veterinarians believe this potentially life-threatening deformity occurred because Skipper failed to fully separate from her littermate in the womb. This left her with 2 pelvic regions, 2 urinary tracts, 2 reproductive systems, 6 legs, 2 tails, and a single head. Despite the medical complications she faced from birth, including rejection from her mother, Skipper was received with love and care at the Oklahoma City Veterinary Hospital. There, specialists fed her with a bottle, giving her a chance to survive. And against all odds, the adorable puppy not only survived, but is healthy and happy. Her story is nothing short of a miracle of nature, as veterinarians claim she is the only known dog to survive such mutations. The most astonishing thing is that her organs function without problems. She can go to the bathroom on her own, and her 6 little legs move relatively normally. Dexter. The day this dog was hit by a truck, it seemed like his life was about to end. His front legs were severely damaged, and although the veterinarians managed to save one, the other had to be amputated. Any other dog would have been incapacitated, but Dexter was no ordinary dog, as after the complicated surgery to save his life, something surprising happened. He started walking upright on his hind legs as if he were human. What initially seemed like a survival act turned into an incredible ability. Since then, not only does he walk on his 2 hind legs, but he does so with a grace that leaves everyone amazed. He can even climb stairs, 1 foot at a time, to demonstrate his incredible adaptability. Impressed by his intelligence and ability, his owner decided to share his story with the world. It wasn't long before videos of Dexter walking like a human went viral, turning him into a living symbol of determination and the spirit of overcoming challenge. Wilfred Warrior. This is a chinchilla Persian cat, classified as a phenomenon that defies all logic. The reason behind this is that he is both adorable and horrifying at the same time. So it's no wonder he became an internet sensation with almost 1 million followers on Instagram. The craze began when comedian Michael Rappaport posted a video of Wilfred on his Instagram profile, unleashing a wave of reactions due to the feline's unique appearance. It quickly went viral, and now he's a beloved kitty adored by millions of fans. With his flat face, bulging eyes, and a constant overbite, many wondered what kind of illness he suffers from, but according to his owner, he is a perfectly healthy animal. She even highlighted that according to his veterinarian, the overbite doesn't cause him any discomfort. What fascinates those who come across Wilfred is his penetrating gaze, which his owner describes as almost human eye contact. She also claims he has a wide range of expressions for a cat, so as soon as someone lays eyes on him, they can't help but feel captivated and intimidated by his unique look. Ariel. This puppy, born with 6 legs, was abandoned in a supermarket parking lot, facing an uncertain future. Fortunately, a passerby rescued her and took her to Greenacres Rescue, a center specializing in animal rescue in Wales, where veterinarians provided the necessary care to save her life. Simultaneously, the doctors began studying her case and discovered that her 2 extra legs were partially fused and grew on the right side of her body. The puppy, named Ariel in honor of the Little Mermaid for her extra legs fused into one, also had a malformation in her hip that didn't develop properly and had 2 reproductive organs. After gaining weight and recovering her health, the veterinarians decided they needed to amputate her extra legs and one of her additional reproductive organs. They initiated a fundraising campaign to cover the cost of the surgery. Thanks to donations from Ariel's supporters, they raised £15,000 in just a few weeks. The surgery was a complete success, as the amputation of her mermaid tail-shaped legs would allow her to lead a more comfortable and happy life. Now, all that was left was to find her a home that would welcome this spaniel puppy. Ultimately, she was adopted by Emma Mary Webster and Ollie Bird, a couple who lost their dog at the ripe age of 16 and now have Ariel as a new reason to smile. Midas. This unique kitten was born with a genetic mutation that gave her 2 extra small ears, positioned just in front of her 2 normal ears, making her appearance one of a kind and captivating. While she has 4 ears, she only has 2 functioning ear canals, with no negative impact on her health. Originally from the streets of Ankara, Turkey, Midas was found and adopted by a family looking to provide a home for a homeless pet. Her name comes from the famous King Midas of Greek mythology, who was punished with donkey ears after offending the god Apollo. However, what was a punishment for the mythical monarch became a distinctive trait that propelled this adorable feline to fame. Far from being a reason for ridicule, her 4 ears have made Midas a sensation on social media, where she has amassed over 100,000 followers on Instagram. With her sweet and unique appearance, this kitten proves that being different is her greatest strength, and her popularity continues to grow, attracting admirers from all around the world. Venom. With a physique reminiscent of a bodybuilder, this pit bull has captured the hearts of admirers worldwide, especially among those who appreciate his diminutive size compared to other dogs of the same breed. Beyond his fame, the reality is that Venom is a beloved member of the family formed by Matt Siebenthal, his fiancée Diane, and her son, Christian. The dog's life dramatically changed when his family received a $150,000 offer for him before he turned 1 year old. Matt recalls that proposal with amazement, as it was a large enough sum to change their lives, but he rejected it because the puppy is, above all, a family member. His owner explains that despite the negative image the media has projected about pit bulls, he has always believed in the loving nature of his dogs. Deanne adds that the biggest misconception about pit bulls is that they appear aggressive due to their muscular build or size, but they are just gentle giants. Regarding Venom's exceptional genetics, the family has been breeding puppies that sell months in advance for prices ranging from $4,000 to $6,000. To date, he is the proud father of 40 puppies, which, as impressive as it sounds, are born with exceptional musculature and, just weeks after being born, look like comic book characters due to their imposing figures. Venom also stands out for producing puppies with an extensive variety of colors, including champagne, blue, and chocolate, making him one of the most sought-after sires in the world of pit bulls. Duo. She is an extraordinary kitten born with 2 faces on one head, a condition incredibly rare called craniofacial duplication, or Janus, named after the Roman god of 2 faces. After being rejected by her mother at birth, she was adopted by veterinarian Ralph Tran, who, thanks to his medical knowledge, provided the necessary care for her to survive with this peculiarity. Keeping Duo alive was no easy task. Cats with Janus often require constant attention, including feeding through a tube every 2 to 3 hours to gain weight during their first months of life. However, the biggest challenge was not just keeping her nourished, but also preventing eye infections that affected her 2 non-functional central eyes. Over time, Dr. Tran made the difficult decision to remove those eyes to prevent further problems. Since then, Duo has shown incredible improvement. She no longer feels pain, has improved her coordination, and exceeded expectations by defying statistics that predicted she would only live for a few days. Wiley. The day he came home, his new family noticed he was not an ordinary Dalmatian. While his charming personality was enough to steal hearts, what really caught everyone's attention was a heart-shaped mark around his nose. From day one, this little mark made him stand out, and while he was still a puppy, his owners wondered if that peculiar spot would maintain its shape as he grew. To their surprise and delight, the heart has remained intact, making Wiley a true sensation. Now over 3 years old, the Dalmatian is as playful as ever, running and jumping with the same cheerful spirit. At the same time, people can't help but smile when they see him, and Wiley is always happy to pose for pictures, with his adorable heart making him a canine star. White giraffe. With their long necks and shining bodies, a white giraffe is impossible to ignore, especially when a mother and her calf emerge with their pale silhouettes like ghosts. Although many people confuse them with albino giraffes, this pair actually suffered from leucism, a genetic condition that prevents skin cells from producing melanin but allows other parts like the eyes to retain their dark color. The beauty of these creatures was dimmed when the mother and her calf were brutally killed by poachers in a reserve in Kenya. This devastating act left the world with only one surviving white giraffe. So in an effort to protect her, authorities decided to equip her with a GPS tracker, allowing park rangers to monitor her location at all times. At the same time, the loss of these giraffes highlights the fragility of wildlife and the urgent need to protect these unique creatures before they disappear forever. Chop and sticks. Blake Chanot is a reptile enthusiast who never imagined that one of the turtle eggs he was caring for would surprise him in such an extraordinary way. Although he suspected the egg contained twins, he was speechless when it finally hatched and revealed a turtle with two heads. Named Chop and Sticks, both heads are fully functional, and although their shell has a slightly unusual pattern, the little reptile shows no signs of health problems, making it a true example of the magic of nature. What's even more incredible is that despite their uniqueness, Chop and Sticks don't receive any special treatment. They swim, bask in the sun, and chase fish just like any other turtle, leading a completely normal life. Venus. Known on social media as the two-faced cat, she is a feline whose appearance looks straight out of a mythological tale, as her face is divided into two perfectly symmetrical colors. The right side has black fur with a green eye, while the left side is orange with a blue eye, creating such an impressive combination that it defies the laws of nature. Venus was found wandering the streets of North Carolina before being adopted by a couple who were fascinated by her unique look. So intrigued were they that they decided to share the beauty of their kitty with the world, opening several social media profiles where she quickly became a sensation. What makes Venus even more astonishing is the theory of some scientists who studied her. Experts suggest she could be a chimera, a condition in which each half of her body contains different DNA. This extraordinary phenomenon, named after the monster from Greek mythology that had parts from various animals, suggests that Venus might have formed from the fusion of two embryos into one, resulting in her fascinating appearance that makes her look like the halves of two different cats joined with perfect symmetry. Fluffy Rabbit. Betty Chu is a passionate breeder of Angora rabbits, dedicating her life to perfecting the art of raising the fluffiest specimens in the world. Her star rabbit, named Francesca, gained worldwide fame by earning the Guinness World Record for the fluffiest rabbit, sporting an astonishing 14.6 inches of fur. This achievement is not only a testament to Betty's talent, but also to her tireless dedication and love for her rabbits. For over 4 decades, she has trained and cared for more than 50 rabbits that she has taken to compete in a circuit where they consistently rank among the best. Her commitment is so great that she hasn't taken a vacation since 1992, fully aware that each competition requires rigorous preparation and constant care to keep her pets in the best shape possible. Furthermore, Betty explains that while Angora rabbits are known for their long fur, it's not enough to simply wait for it to grow. They require exceptional genetics and monumental effort to maintain a coat that shines in competitions. Now tell me, do you know of any other animals with unusual characteristics? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Here are 2 options that you'll surely love.